Hi honeybees! Today is going to be a really fun video. So many of you over the last, I would say, 6 months have asked me to share my dating experiences with you. Dating and relationship questions, you've asked me a ton about that, especially when I started talking about dating again after I'm recovering from my accident. So because of that, I have decided to partner with Match.com today. Some of you are going to be so surprised and excited about that. So yes, this is a sponsored video with Match. And then I'm going to be doing a question and answer video today all about my dating and relationship experiences. Now, I've asked you on social media to chime in on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat and ask me a few questions regarding this. If you didn't get the chance to do so and you have questions that I don't answer here, I'll be doing more of these. So if you enjoy question and answers, let me know down below. So first I want to quickly talk to you guys about my Match.com experience so far. I just signed up about a week ago when they first contacted me. I've never really done a serious online dating site before, but it's always been in the back of my mind to try this out, to maybe put myself out there in that way. So when they reached out to me, it was almost like a sign, especially when I had just said in my resolutions for the year that I wanted to put myself out there again and really start dating. So I was like, yes, I'm doing this. So of course they have different memberships, but I do have a special 7-day free trial for you guys. So if you're thinking about getting out there again and dating and you want to try out online dating, I have a special link for you down below to try out Match for 7 days completely free, and you'll get complete access to the website. So I'm just starting out Match about a week now. I've noticed that it's super easy to navigate their site, which is really important. When you start off, you just have to you can put as much information as you want or as little information as you want. There are specific things that are not optional, like age, location, things of that nature. You do not have to divulge your full name whatsoever. That's up to you when you're speaking to that individual if you decide to give them, your full name. What I really appreciate is that there is email through Match.com, like their own special emailing back and forth. So you don't have to give them your cell phone. You don't have to give them your personal email. It's very safe this way, and you can interact back and forth through Match.com. Of course, eventually you can give them your phone once you want to set up a date, and maybe text back and forth is easier, which I have done with, 1 or 2 guys, but nothing where you have to do that. And I have gotten quite a bit of communication through the site. It honestly was a little overwhelming for me at first because you do have to really read each profile, look at each profile, see what you're looking for, and from there decide if you're going to message that person back. And there's also different events. So I'm getting off on a tangent about this, but if you are interested in maybe me doing a whole separate video on my experience with Match and what I think of online dating as I, continue to use the site, please let me know. I'll do a separate video on that. But like I said, I have that link down below if you would like to try it out yourself. So let's go ahead and get into dating and relationship questions for me that you guys have given me. So I actually screenshotted all the questions that I'm going to answer today. There were quite a few, so I might not get to every single one of them, but thank you guys so much for chiming in with your questions. I really appreciate that. All right, let's see here. Do you like my heart sweater, by the way? I thought it was appropriate for this video. So the first one is from Holly Fairy 72. Hey girl, she has been a subscriber of mine for a while. She says, dating question, what would be your ideal date? Not the guy, but just the date itself. What would you do? Where would you go? Love you too. Okay, so my ideal date. You know what, that's kind of hard for me to answer. Like how about like I'll do a fantasy world date and then like a real life date. So for me, the date doesn't have to be anything extraordinary. If I'm like really enjoying the company of that individual that I'm on the date with, the guy that I'm on a date with, and we're laughing and we're enjoying each other's company, we can be at a coffee shop and I'm fine with that. We can be having like a picnic, we could be on the beach, like we can be anywhere, and I would be really happy that I was making that great connection with that person and that we were having so much fun and laughing. That is the ideal situation for me, where it's just like you're so comfortable with one another, you have that chemistry and that connection with that person, and you're just meshing, if that makes sense. My like fantasy date is in Paris. Of course, if you guys have been following me for a while, I'm kind of obsessed with Paris and everything to do with Paris. And I'm going to Paris this year. I'm so excited for the first time. But yeah, like my fantasy date is to be in Paris and like be in an outside cafe with them first and then like go to the Eiffel Tower. Oh my gosh. Just being in Paris would be a fantasy date and an ideal date. Next question is, how do you feel about dating men with children? And this was from Instagram. Natalie9285 is the one that sent that. So, if you were following me last year, you know I actually dated a guy with a child, and I really don't have issue with that at all. I think the only time an issue becomes really involved with that is when that person, I 100% agree that the child or children should be their main focus always, especially if they're like, you know, the only person in their life, and I completely get that. But when you can't make me a priority at all in your life either, and like, say we make plans, I'm generalizing this, don't try to put this towards anything in the past that I've told you guys, but say I make plans with this individual. We've had it set for the whole week, ready to go, it's Friday night, and I get messaged a half an hour before saying they can't make it because either their babysitter canceled, whatever. That's disheartening, you know, it really stinks. The first time, it's fine, but when it happens multiple times, it's just really hard for me because I obviously want to see that person, I want to be able to go on a date with that person, I'm excited to see them, and then I get disappointed. So there's a lot that goes along with dating someone with kids. I totally understand that, and it's a different dynamic, but just being sure that I'm still a priority in their life and that they still want to see me, and you know, does that make sense? I hope it does. Next question is from HLF86. I believe this was from Snapchat. What was your worst date? This is a really, really long story, so I think I'm gonna have to do a separate story time video for you guys on my worst date because it's lengthy. I'll just say that it involves the guy checking other women out, not paying for the date, even though he's the one that invited me to this specific place. Trying, like literally tried to kiss me when it was like the worst date ever. I don't even know why he thought it was a good opportunity to kiss me. And then when I kind of pulled away, still tried to kiss me, like very aggressive. Also made fun of an individual. If you guys, I don't know if I really talk about this on my channel, but I'm all about equal rights. I am all about respect for everyone, and that includes transgender, bisexual, gay, straight, whatever you are, I don't care. And this individual made a comment about two men walking, and he had said that they had checked him out. He's like, oh, that guy's totally gay, he checked me out. Really? There's a big story behind this, but it made me like, ugh, like repulsed when he was almost negatively speaking about the two men that walked by, and I just was having none of that. So if you guys want me to do a story time on my worst date ever, I can do that, but we'll be here for 30 minutes if I try to say it all now. The next question is from Lady Beck, B-E-C. I think this is from Instagram. How do you deal with pressure from family and friends to settle down now that you're 30? Thanks. Thanks for bringing that up. I'm married, but still feel a lot of pressure to start popping out those babies already. Love you too, girl. Oh my gosh, do I feel the pressure from my family more than my friends. My friends could care less that I'm single. They love me no matter what. Like they're like, whatever, be single, have fun. But my family, especially Mama B, my mom is like, where's your husband? Where's your grandkids? Hurry up. So, you know, she definitely wants me to find my best match though, my best person, but there's a lot of pressure. So how do I deal with that? I just try to brush it off, to be honest. I have to be true to myself. I am not going to just marry someone or be with someone just to be in a relationship. That's not who I am whatsoever. And I just continue to tell her every time she says something like that, like, I'm putting myself out there, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I try to almost condition her, like, you might never get grandkids. You might have to come to terms to this. Maybe you should look at my brother. He's younger, my brother, so I'm like, maybe look towards Brian. Maybe he'll have some kids for you, but I just try to take that pressure away by neutralizing it a bit. I'm not sure that's really that helpful, I'm sorry, but I really try not to internalize it and kind of put it more on them. Like what their feelings are, it doesn't have to be my feelings. Next one is from Nerdy07. Honest question, what do you consider dating? Dating as in one person or a variety of people? I'm stuck in the middle of being interested in 2 people. Have you ever experienced this situation? And should I make a pros and cons essay? I love that. Okay, so dating, initially dating, I believe you could date multiple people, but once you start making that connection with the individual, I really feel like you have to have that conversation first, because that person, even though you might be dating them individually and only putting all your time and effort into them, might not be the other way around with the person that you're feeling that way towards, especially if you meet on a dating site. So I feel like, you know, a couple, like a month or 2 or 3 into it and you're really getting more serious, just having that conversation, even though maybe sometimes it can be hard to put yourself out there in that way, but just making it clear. And I know you said that you're stuck in the middle of being interested in 2 people. Have I ever experienced this? Not really, to be honest. Like, I dated multiple people at one time kind of thing. Not long term, like, you know, in the beginning. And then I usually do have stronger feelings for one individual. So, not that you should make a pros and cons list, but really think about long term. Like, who would you rather be sitting next to long term or have a family with? These are things I think of. Like, who would I want to have a family with? Could I see me living with them and, you know, raising a family with them and being with them for years and years and years to come? And are there certain things that maybe they do that you can't handle that would be an issue in the future? Think about like little things like that. Initially, you're just like, oh my gosh, like love struck, and you have heart eyes and you think they're so hot and you're just like, you know what I mean? Like you're super attracted to them maybe and you like their personality, but can you really see it going long term? So the next question is from Leah Tackles, and she actually has a YouTube channel here also, so I'll link her down below. Hey girl. So she said, do you believe in love at first sight? Would you want a big wedding? Ooh, that's a good question. Do you have a type? Okay, there's a few questions, so let me answer the first one. Do you believe in love at first sight? In a way. I am such like a hopeless romantic. And I would love to say that you meet someone and you're just like, ah, but I feel like it's really more lust at first sight for most people. I don't know. That's a really tough question. I think that you can know from the first date if you are wanting to be with that person forever and ever. I don't know if you're in love with them that second, but you might just know right from that first date. So maybe yes. Would you want a big wedding? So I've gotten asked this a few times from like friends and family and stuff like that. Honestly, not really. I still want a really beautiful wedding. I go both ways. So I could either go the way of I want maybe 100 people at a wedding and I still want the really beautiful dress because I never went to prom. I never had like a huge sweet 16. I never had my princess moment. So I want my princess moment as a bride. So I really want the dress and I really want the cake and I really want the beautiful photos. The photos are the most important thing for me. So if I have to give up all of that, then I don't want a wedding like that. If I have to nitpick and like get rid of specific things and not have everything I want, then I don't want a big wedding. Then I want to have a very small wedding with just my immediate family so that I can still have my dress and photos. Is that weird? I don't think it is. But I just want my immediate family there to be there. I would totally do a destination wedding so that it would just be like a small group of us. Yeah, the most important thing is that my family is there. Obviously the person I'm marrying is with me and that the moment is beautiful. And that it's captured by beautiful photography. I know, I'm silly, but it's really true. Do you enjoy going on dates initially, or is it nerve-wracking for you until you know one another? I despise first dates. I despise them. I love when you actually get to know each other and you go on dates that are more meaningful and you have fun with one another. I like dating in that sense. but I really don't like first dates, especially when maybe you haven't talked to that person very much. I don't want to like talk about anyone specifically, so I'm trying not to give examples here. But like a specific person that I'm talking to, we've like video messaged too. So that I feel like I have a better idea of who that person is and how they are. Whereas if I'm just text messaging a person that I met like online and then we meet, it can be really awkward. Just first dates are hard. So to answer your question, I like dating later on. It is kind of nerve-wracking and just awkward the first date. So this one says, are you ever worried you'll fall in love with a guy who will have a problem with or find the decor too girly or want you to change it / decorate less? I don't know. It's funny. It is, because my mom's brought this up before. Or is that a deal breaker for you? Would I maybe eliminate some girly stuff? Yes, like if it really bothered them that much and it was going to be a deal breaker for them and they're like, I can't deal with all this, I would cut back. But I will never eliminate my decor and how I decorate. I could change, some things, and I've enjoyed my decor for a long time now being single, so I could change it up a little bit, but I'm never gonna give it up completely. And the other side of that coin is, I don't hide anything when I'm dating. This is me, this is who I am, take it or leave it, is my kind of philosophy. So if you start dating me, you already know how I am with how my house is decorated, you've seen it. If anyone doesn't know this, I'm a Christmas decoration freak. Not to the point where it's, overwhelming in my house. It's very tasteful, but I love to decorate for Christmas. So if they had an issue with that, we'd probably have an issue because I love Christmas too much. It makes me think of Charlotte from Sex and the City when she has to give up her Christmas tree to become Jewish. Oh man, that's so me. Just Charlotte in general is kind of me. But anyways, so it's not necessarily a deal breaker, but I would expect them to kind of know that about me and accept that about me. And if they can't, then we probably shouldn't be together. I can adjust it a bit though. Last question is, when do you feel it's okay to have a first kiss? Do you kiss on the first date? So my answer to this is it's definitely more situational based. If I have an amazing connection with a guy, we're both feeling each other, we have the chemistry there, and that's a big factor in dating someone, is if you have that physical chemistry. I'm totally okay kissing on the first date. Sometimes you maybe don't have that connection initially and you need a date or two to kind of feel each other out, and then the kiss happens maybe date 2 or 3. So I definitely don't take offense to kiss on the first date, or I also don't take offense if they kiss me on the cheek the first date and want to be respectful. That's fine too. But there's definitely times where I'm like, I want that first kiss, and they're super respectful and wait like till date 3 or 4 and you're like, where's that kiss? So I think, on the other side of the token, I am not an aggressor in relationships. I will not make the first move for that kiss. So if they're super shy and they can't be the aggressor and they can't be the one that goes for it, we're probably not kissing for a while. Let's just say that. Unless Melissa's had like, I don't know, 3 drinks. 3 drinks and a shot, maybe. Maybe then I'll be aggressive, but otherwise, oh Lord. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for my question and answer today on relationships and dating. I did have a few more questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them. This video is super long already, I'm sure. And don't forget about the 7-day free trial down below if you would like to also try Match. I'm going to be on there still, and I will keep telling you about my adventures in dating. And if you want to continue to see more videos like this, please let me know and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys again in another video. Bye for now.